Regional Sales Manager Maya Butler.
Insects interfere with grain quality and the ability to move the grain into the market. So the economic loss can be felt throughout the grain storage process because we're not able to deliver as much grain because it's been infected by insects.
Butler says Gravista D and Gravista Court are the latest additions to their portfolio.
Gravista D insecticide is a non-restricted use product that combines a synergized adulticide with an insect growth regulator in a ready-to-use dry formulation and helps kill insects on contact. It also offers residual control and can be applied to empty bins, feed mills, or as cracks and crevices treatment.
Visit bugfreegrains.com to learn more.
Good afternoon and welcome to KSMO Radio. Let's take a look at your weather situation. Well, that National Weather Service extreme heat warning does remain in effect until 8 p.m. Wednesday evening. Now, our forecast for today is mostly sunny and hot with a high near 95. Today's heat index value will be as high as 106 degrees with a light northerly wind. Tonight will be mostly clear with low around 73 with calm winds. Then tomorrow we do have a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. The day will be sunny and hot with a high near 94, and tomorrow's heat index value will be as high as 103. Calm winds have become northwest at around 6 miles per hour during tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night we have a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms with partly cloudy skies and low around 66 degrees. We'll have a light and variable wind. Then Thursday a chance of showers, then showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm during Thursday afternoon. Chance of precipitation on Thursday 60% with new rainfall amounts between a tenth and a quarter of an inch. Except as always, if you happen to be in a thunderstorm, you'll probably receive higher amounts. Thursday will be partly sunny with a high near 81. North winds will be 3 to 7 miles per hour. Then Thursday night will be mostly cloudy. We'll have a very comfortable sounding 62 degrees for a low temperature. Friday will be mostly sunny with a high near 78. Then Friday night will be partly cloudy with a low around 57 degrees. Our weekend starts out on Saturday with sunny skies and a high temperature near 79. Then skies will be mostly clear Saturday night with a low around 56 degrees. Sunday should be sunny with a high near 83. Then will be partly cloudy Sunday night with a low around 61. And that first full week in the month of August starts out on Monday with a chance of showers with mostly sunny skies and a high temperature near 85 degrees. And that is your noon hour weather update brought to you by all of us here at KSMO, where it's now time for the Brownfield Commentary and Midday Livestock Report.
Receive Brownfield's latest national and state news, markets, and weather in your email inbox. Sign up for Brownfield's Agriculture Today e-newsletter at brownfieldagnews.com. Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield, and this is my 2 cents. Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. The fish might be jumping and the cotton might be high, but I don't think when Dubose Hayward, along with Ira and George Gershwin, penned those lyrics all those years ago, they were talking about farmers. Hay has been made on our farm, and I can promise those who were involved in bucking small square bales and stacking them on the wagons thought anything about that task was easy. The big round bales make less physical work once they've been made, but getting everything hauled and stacked is time-consuming and can be hot. There are some leisure activities that I love about summertime. County fairs, community picnics, and numerous festivals are held across the heartland of America during the mid-year months. Saturday mornings on the square in many small towns, you'll see farmers selling that which they have grown. These events draw people from farms and agribusiness, as well as those with little real knowledge of what happens on farms and agribusinesses, and present a great opportunity for us to do a better job of telling our story. Ask shoppers at a local farmer's market whether or not they try to avoid GMOs, or better yet, ask them what a GMO is. Ask them about gestation stalls and cages for chickens, organic versus non-organic, hormones and antibiotics, and you will quickly understand how uninformed many consumers are about food and agriculture. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield. That's my 2 cents. Drive to Feed Kids is a year-round effort by the agricultural community in Missouri to make a difference in the fight against hunger in our state. The Drive to Feed Kids kicks off in January with the 4-H Feeding Missouri campaign and continues with Hogs for Hunger. The effort culminates in August at the Missouri State Fair with FFA Food Insecurity Service Day and other packing events. Visit mofarmerscare.com/drive to learn more and join the effort.
At Channel, we always show up for our farmers.
Is that tar spot or rust?
Incoming! Definitely rust.
Rick, how did you...
Dropping in to check on your crop, Bill. Let's call your agronomist before that rust can hurt your yield.
That sounds great. But when did you learn to skydive?
Self-taught, Bill. Kind of a prodigy. From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed Pros always show up. Visit channel.com to learn more. Channel. All in, all season. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
Have you checked out the Country Mart website at www.tcmarkets.com? If not, you really need to. You'll find their weekly specials, coupons, inside the store information, and also tasty recipes from TC Markets on there as well. Plus, don't forget to like Country Mart's Facebook page. Like or comment on it for a chance to win something from the deli, and the winner will be announced on Wednesday each week. Just another reason to shop at Country Mart in Salem.
Have you seen Town Screen yet? It's one of the most affordable ways to get your message out in the community. With strategically placed vertical screens in numerous locations in Salem, check it out: the Salem United Methodist Church, Dent County Health Center, and the local on 4th Street, just to name a few. Find out more about how you can use Town Screen for everything local. Stop by 800 South Main or call 636-338-1199. Hometown created and maintained, Town Screen in Salem.
A slow day for direct cash cattle business, and cash hogs ended the day higher. Good morning. I'm Megan Grebner with your Brownfield Livestock Market Report. It was a typically quiet day for direct cash cattle trade activity. Bids and asking prices didn't surface. Show lists are mixed, higher in Texas, somewhat higher in Kansas, and lower in Nebraska and Colorado. Significant trade volume isn't expected until sometime Thursday or Friday. At the Oklahoma National Stockyards, feeder steers and steer calves were $8 to $13 higher, with spots of $20 higher. Feeder heifers and heifer calves were $10 to $20 higher. The USDA says demand was very good. Quality was mostly plain, but weigh-up conditions were in the buyer's favor. Medium and large one feeder steer, 606 to 633 pounds, brought $378 to $400. Feeder steer, 702 to 745 pounds, brought $357 to $374.50. Medium and large one feeder heifer, 651 to 694 pounds, brought $330 to $357. Box beef closed higher with solid demand for light offerings. Choice up $1.05 at $367.73. Select was $1.98 higher at $346.85. Estimated cattle slaughter was 108,000 head, up 3,000 on the weekend, down more than 6,000 on the year. Cash hogs closed higher with a fairly light negotiated run. Processors were a little more aggressive in their procurement efforts and bid up to move more numbers. Demand remains the biggest driver of the market right now. There's been solid demand for U.S. pork on the global market and some pretty strong domestic demand, both of which have helped provide some price support. Barrows and gilts at the National Daily Direct closed $1.08 higher with a weighted average of $111.35. The Western Corn Belt closed $1.65 higher with a weighted average of $112.32. Prices at the Iowa, Minnesota, and the Eastern Corn Belt were not reported Monday due to confidentiality. Pork values ended the day lower, down 57 cents at $118.29. Butts were sharply lower. Ribs and hams were also lower, while loins, picnics, and bellies were firm to higher. And estimated hog slaughter was 460,000 head, which is up 13,000 on the weekend, down more than 12,000 on the year. At the CME, live and feeder cattle were up following Friday's cattle reports from the USDA and ahead of this week's direct business. And lean hog futures ended the day mostly higher with support from stronger pork values during the session. I'm Megan Grebner for Brownfield.
The Spotlight on Soybeans is brought to you by Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff. Missouri Soybeans Ag Innovation Field Day is coming up August 22nd at the Farm for Soy Innovation in mid-Missouri. Missouri Soybeans Director of Conservation Ag and Farm Operations Clayton Light previews the event.
This is going to be about the third year that we've done this type of field day where it's more focused on ag technology, but something that's at market, what farmers can go invest in right now on their farm. Maybe give a farmer maybe a 5 to 10 year look into the future of what's coming. We're going to have Dr. Andrew Skaboo with the University of Missouri, Andre Rice as well with the MU Extension, and we always like to have Kevin Bradley with the University of Missouri, who does a lot on weed science. We'll have a lot of booths there, see what some of the latest offerings, but just mostly getting some people there to network.
Register for the event online at mosoy.org/events for Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff.
That has been the Brownfield Commentary and Midday Livestock Report. It is now time for a look at updated funeral announcements, and it's being brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County for over 30 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they are available at over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker, and online at our website, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today. Be sure and pick one up every weekday or check it out online. Linda Darlene Barton, Nee Hanks of Cuba, Missouri, passed away Wednesday, July 23rd at the age of 76 years. Graveside services for Linda Darlene Barton will be Friday morning at 11 o'clock at the Steelville Cemetery in Steelville. And all arrangements for Linda Darlene Barton, Nee Hanks of Cuba, Missouri, are under the direction of the Britton Bennett Funeral Home of Steelville. Suzanne Diane Quinlix Swires, age 72 of Salem, passed away Sunday, July 27th. Funeral services for Susan Swires will be held Saturday morning at 11 at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. Visitation for family and friends of Susan Diane Swires will be Friday afternoon and evening from 5 until 8 at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. Burial will be in the Sligo Cemetery, and all arrangements for Susan Diane Quinlisk Swires of Salem are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem. That has been a look at updated funeral announcements, and it was brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Your World Today is the only daily news flyer in Dent County. It is available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker. And be sure and check out Your World Today online at our website, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today has been serving Dent County for over 30 years, and the best part about it is absolutely free.
What's the fastest way for you to get yourself up to date on the latest in news, sports, weather, and obituaries that costs you absolutely nothing? It's Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County now for over 20 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they're available in over 30-plus locations in Salem and in Bunker. Your World Today. Pick one up every weekday. They're free.
It is now time for a look at local news, and it's being brought to you by Southwest Baptist University Salem Campus. SBU Salem Campus provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding area. For more on degrees and programs, stop by SBU Salem Campus today at 501 South Grand Street, or you can call them at 573-729-7071. I'm Bob Parsons reporting. The Salem Memorial Hospital Board of Directors will hold their regular meeting tonight at 7 o'clock in the hospital library. After the call to order, roll call, and approval of the agenda, public comments or presentations that are limited to 3 minutes will be heard. No old business is on the agenda. However, new business to be conducted includes discussing bank and conflict of interest resolutions and reviewing policies and procedures. The board will go into executive session to discuss personnel and legal issues. Except for the executive session, and the meeting of the Salem Hospital Board of Directors tonight is open to the public, and anyone that would like to attend by telephone or electronic means should contact the SMH administrative offices at 573-729-6626, extension 4005. The Board of Directors of the Denton County Fire Protection District at a regular meeting on May 14th approved the sale of $3.5 million in general obligation bonds issued to its municipal bond underwriter, L.J. Hart & Company of St. Louis. The bonds were finalized on June 23, 2025. These general obligation bonds were approved by voters at the April 8th election for the purpose of providing funds for acquiring new fire trucks and other firefighting and medical equipment for the first responders of the district. The bond marketing process provided the first opportunity to invest to local financial institutions, and according to L.J. Hart & Company representatives, the Bank of Salem purchased $120,000, Progressive Ozark Bank acquired $330,000, Town and Country Bank bought $570,000, and $275,000 was made available through Edward Jones. The local support was very helpful to the success of the financing. The information shared by L.J. Hart & Company indicated that the bonds are scheduled to mature on March 1, 2028 through March 1, 2045 at 5% interest rate, with reoffered yields ranging from 3.35 to 5.05%, which produces additional funds in the amount of $92,254.60. The interest income from the bonds is exempt from federal and state of Missouri income taxes, and the bonds are available in $5,000 increments. The bonds do contain optional redemption or call provisions on March 1st, 2030, at no penalty that will facilitate the reduction of future interest expense in the event of prepayment or a future refunding to lower rates if market conditions make it economically feasible. The financing proceeds became available to the district on July 17, 2025, and will be reinvested by the district to earn additional interest for use in the completion of the projects. The Missouri Department of Conservation, also referred to as MDC, and the National Deer Association, referred to as NDA, invite landowners, land managers, and others interested in managing deer on their properties to join them online for a free webinar on open land management practices to enhance white-tailed deer habitat on their properties. This live Zoom webinar on wildflowers and whitetails, that's the title of it, will be held the evening of Tuesday, August 26 at 6 p.m. It will begin with a presentation by the MDC Private Lands Deer Biologist, followed by MDC and NDA staff answering participants' questions. The free Zoom webinar on wildflowers and whitetails can be accessed by clicking on short.mdc.mo.gov/the digit 4, then lowercase t, capital Y. Again, that URL to click on is short.mdc.mo.gov/the digit 4, lowercase t, capital Y, on August 26 at 6 o'clock. For those who have not previously used Zoom on their selected device, click the link ahead of time and follow the prompts to install the free Zoom software. This webinar is the third presentation within MDC's and NDA's free 2025 Missouri Deer Management Webinar Series via Zoom. The final upcoming webinar within the series will be utilizing prescribed fire for deer management and will be held the evening of September 9th at 6 o'clock. Interested parties can watch the previous webinar on forests, woodlands, and whitetails at youtube.com. Learn more about deer management at mdc.mo.gov. 2 heartfelt books honoring American veterans are now available at the Salem Public Library thanks to a generous donation from a local family. America's True Heroes and America's True Heroes Volume 2, written by Nicholas Ryder, offer powerful first-hand accounts of military service, including stories from 2 former Salem residents. Author Nicholas Ryder was just 14 years old when he began interviewing veterans inspired by conversations with his grandfather, a World War II veteran. His first volume was published in 2006, capturing the voices of those who served. Following national recognition in November of 2007 issue of Guidepost magazine, Ryder received hundreds of letters from readers eager to share their own stories. A second volume was published in 2008, expanding the collection of personal accounts from America's servicemen and servicewomen. Among those featured in the books are 2 Salem connections, Raymond Maxfield, a World War I Army veteran, and Robert Moore, a World War II Army Air Force veteran. Moore was the son of Myron and Flossie Moore and the husband of Dawn Maxfield. Their daughter, Sally Moore, donated both books to the library in tribute to her family's legacy of service. The books are now available for circulation at the Salem Public Library and offer readers a compelling glimpse into the sacrifices and experiences of those who have served our nation. As summer temperatures rise, the Siteman Cancer Center is reminding the public to take steps to protect their skin and stay safe in the sun. Medical experts warn that any amount of tanning, and especially sunburn, can damage the DNA in skin cells. Over time, this damage can increase the risk of developing skin cancer and lead to signs of premature aging such as wrinkles, rough skin, and discoloration. According to Dr. McElvoy, a dermatologist at Washington University Medicine in St. Louis, skin damage from the sun affects people of all skin tones, and protection is important for everyone. To lower the risk, experts recommend using sunscreen with sun protecting factor, also referred to as the SPF, of 30 or higher. A full adult application should be about an ounce, and sunscreen should be reapplied every 2 hours. Protective clothing is also a key. Long-sleeve shirts, pants, and wide-brimmed hats can shield the skin without the need for reapplication. Clothing with a high ultraviolet protection factor, or UPF, provide additional defense against harmful UV rays. For young children, shade and protective clothing are especially important. Sunscreen is not recommended for infants under 6 months, and active older children may require extra attention to ensure consistent coverage. Staying cool is also essential during the hot summer days. Lightweight, loose-fitting clothing and access to shade can reduce overheating. Hydration is just as important. Be sure to keep a bottle of plain water or low-sugar sports drinks nearby, and that can help prevent dehydration during outdoor activities. Wearing sun protective shirt and wetting it down can help keep body temperature down while still protecting the skin. Summer's a time to enjoy the outdoors, but health professionals urge everyone to do so safely by taking simple, proactive steps to reduce sun exposure and stay cool. An accident occurred Saturday morning around 5:15 in Crawford County on Highway 19, about 3 miles south of Steelville. According to the Highway Patrol report, a 2002 Honda Accord driven by an unknown person was traveling southbound and failed to negotiate a curb. The Honda began to skid and travel off the left side of the roadway. It struck a tree, an unoccupied parked car, and the side of a garage before coming to rest. The driver fled the scene before officers arrived. A 34-year-old male from Salem, a 22-year-old male from Cuba, and a 20-year-old male from Sullivan all suffered moderate injuries and were airlifted to Mercy Creve Coeur. It is unknown if any occupants were wearing the safety restraint at the time of the accident. The Honda was totaled and removed from the scene by Miles & Sons Towing. Well, that has been a look at local news, and it was brought to you by SBU's Salem campus at 501 South Grand Street, where they offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN bridge program, criminal justice, and elementary education. For more about SBU's Salem campus, contact them at 573-729-7071.
Southwest Baptist University campus in Salem provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding areas. The classes at SBU Salem campus are taught in the afternoon and evenings, making a degree attainable for people who are in the workforce or can't afford to go off to get a degree. We offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN Bridge program, elementary education. For more information on the degrees and programs, please contact admissions counselor Chris Welch to schedule an appointment as a prospective or returning student.
Connections. That's what your Touchstone Energy Cooperative makes possible every day by providing the energy our community needs to stay connected to work, to family, to everyone and everything that matters. Day and night, we're always here because we know that of all the connections we make, none are more powerful than the human connection.
We are Missouri's electric cooperatives. Learn more at membersfirst.coop today.
Summer in Missouri. It's hot, but you need to keep cool. Whatever parts of summer you enjoy, remember, heat illness is real. That's when your body absorbs more heat than it can release. Watch for heat cramps, heat exhaustion, or heat stroke. It can happen to anyone. No matter how cool you think you are, hydrate with plenty of water. Stay cool in the shade or in the AC when possible. For more tips on keeping your cool when you get outdoors, log on to the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services website at health.mo.gov/summer.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out, but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events. Make sure you have the right policy for each of life's wins.
A life event could qualify you for a discount. Call me, Willie Strader, your Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent, and we will make sure you have the coverage you need.
It is now time for a look at local and regional sports that's being brought to you as a courtesy of your Ozark sports leader, KSMO. St. Louis Cardinals hosted the Miami Marlins last night in St. Louis. An early Alec Burleson home run set the tone for the Cardinals, who nearly shut out the Marlins 7-1. The Cards and Marlins will play Game 2 live on KSMO Radio 1340 AM and 95.7 FM tonight, with game coverage starting at 5:50 and the first pitch at 6:45. Kansas City Royals' Mikhail Garcia and Salvador Perez each drove in a run in the first inning of play against the Atlanta Braves. Later, a trio of Braves home runs gave Atlanta a 4-2 lead over the Royals after 4 innings of play. In the 8th, the Braves tackled on an additional 4 runs, and while the Royals attempted some late-game heroics, it just wasn't enough to overcome the deficit as the Royals fell 10-7. Game 2 is tonight at 6:40 in Kauffman Stadium. And that has been a look at local and regional sports, brought to you as a courtesy of KSMO. Stay tuned for a look at sports from the Missouri Net.
Missouri Net Sports, I'm Bill Pollock. His last 3 starts were rough, but Andre Palante had it locked in last night, allowed 1 hit and 7 scoreless innings as the Cardinals beat the Miami Marlins 7-1. Palante retired the first 10 batters and then gave up a walk in the 4th. The only hit he allowed was a single in the 6th. Palante struck out 4 and walked just 1.
Had some hard hit balls at guys, that's just part of it, kind of evening out over the last, what feels like the past couple of weeks. So, I felt like just to stay on the attack, coming out of the inside part of the plate, kept the off speed down, felt like good things happened.
Alec Burleson, 14th homer. Mason Wynn, 3 hits, drove in 3. The Royals allowed 3 home runs and a franchise-tying 14 walks. They Rich Hill, the 45-year-old, making his 250th career start, walked 6 over 4 innings.
Yeah, it was terrible. Put the team in a bad position, put the bullpen in a tough position to cover a lot of innings. So, take full responsibility for that loss.
Randall Grichuk, in just his 2nd game with the Royals, hit his 8th homer of the season. And Bobby Witt Jr. added 2 doubles. He's now at 36. That's most in the majors. Salvi Perez was hit in the left elbow by a pitch in the 3rd inning. He left the game with a bruise. He should be okay. The Chiefs are working on explosive plays downfield, the type of play Hollywood Brown has thrived His entire career, Brown says speed sets the tone for the receivers this year.
I mean, I think it's no secret that we're fast and we can fly. So, I mean, it's no secret. If you're not respecting it, we can run past you, and I think that just opens up everything.
Campy Lay Drinkwitz says the quarterback job is open for 3 guys, but it's really Bo Perbula, the Penn State transfer, and Sam Horn who'll be competing. What will offensive coordinator Kirby Moore be looking for as he evaluates?
The 3 things we can control every play. Was my footwork right? Did I make a really good decision? Was my throw in the right spot?
Bill Pollock, Missouri Net Sports.
Warmer weather means it's time to get out to the lake. But if you own or use a boat dock, be aware of the dangers of electric shock drowning. Be sure ground fault circuit interrupters are installed and working properly on all dock receptacles. Metal frame docks should have bonding jumpers connected to a ground rod on shore. Have your dock inspected every year by a professional. Keep safety first, always.
We are Missouri's electric cooperatives. Learn more at membersfirst.coop today.
Helping your inner circle prepare for emergencies can start in many ways. Put together an emergency kit with Wipe-Wall. Create a family communication plan with your tita. Remind Bai to keep a backup battery charged. It all starts with a simple step, telling those you care about to be ready for the worst. So start a conversation and plan for emergencies together. Get more tips at ready.gov/start. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Have you seen Townscreen yet? It's one of the most affordable ways to get your message out in the community. With strategically placed vertical screens in numerous locations in Salem, check it out at Advanced Chiropractic, Jet Tires and Auto, Salem Bowling Center, and Terrell's Complete Auto Care, just to name a few. Find out more about how you can use Townscreen for everything local. Stop by 800 South Main or call 636-338-1199. Hometown created and maintained. Townscreen in Salem. At Quality Machine and Fabrication, they strive to provide their customers with superior quality and services, as well as on-time delivery. They focus heavily on the mining and smelting operations in the area, but also service the surrounding timber and agricultural community with their machining and fabrication needs. Quality Machine and Fabrication, located in the Masters Industrial Park right here in Salem, proud to support the local youth in all they do. Quality Machine and Fabrication.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
It is now time for news from the Missouri Net. Then stay tuned to KSMO. I'll be back after the top of the hour with your latest KSMO weather forecast.
Missouri Net News, I'm Ashley Bird. There's an extreme heat warning in effect for the St. Louis area, most of southeastern Missouri and parts of central Missouri through Wednesday night. Heat values are expected to hit 110 degrees. Despite the heat, the Missouri State Fair begins in Sedalia next week. Director Jason Moore says there are plenty of places to stay cool while you're there.
80 buildings total on the fairgrounds, and a lot of those vendor buildings where you can shop or look at some displays are all climate controlled. So if you get too warm, you can step in there, cool off. We work with our Missouri State Fair Foundation, so they've got 5 or 6 different bottled water stands.
A new law in Missouri will gradually phase out the sale of several invasive plant species in Missouri. Carol David with the Missouri Prairie Foundation.
Sericea lespedeza, burning bush, one cultivar only called compactus, Callery pear and Japanese honeysuckle, is also perilla mint, one variety of winter creeper called coloratus.
This is Missouri Net.
Drive to Feed Kids is a year-round effort by the agricultural community in Missouri to make a difference in the fight against hunger in our state. The Drive to Feed Kids kicks off in January with the 4-H Feeding Missouri campaign and continues with Hogs for Hunger. The effort culminates in August at the Missouri State Fair with FFA Food Insecurity Service Day and other packing events. Visit mofarmerscare.com/drive to learn more and join the effort.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.